All right, Greeks, thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. It's January again, like last week. All right, we're going to messages and then as usual. Okay, so thank you guys for being here. Thank you everyone for being here. And here we go. Greetings. We are the felines. We are Larens, not your typical Laren. We are the bobcats. You're some of you are more outside. There is different types of alien energies. As some of you know, there's the popular aliens, and then there's kind of the rest of us that are unpopular for various reasons. Because of our actions on this. We're just not popular because we don't go by what everybody else wants. As many of you to go against the trends. Aliens do the same thing. For change. And a lot of beings don't like that. So you're bringing much of that into this earth, as some of you will finally get to see some of what you've been seeing occur, as your world is finally allowing certain events to occur. As for alien connections, as more ships will be seen, but it's going to be the same as in the past, but taken more seriously, it's more part of awakening, those that are asleep, but still your mainstream is going to laugh it off, as it need to, because they can't handle our arrival just yet. Their stomachs won't be able to handle it. They'll be puking everywhere. Especially they saw a bunch of cat people show up on our planet. Unannounced. Some like to be announced. They wear jewels and everything. Some actually do that. So, we just wanted to bring our energies here for a short time. Blessings too. Greetings. We are Anunnaki. You can call me Bob. Well, we'll go into this early. Realize a lot of succubus energies created the Anunnaki. Even destroyed us. Created us, destroyed us, created us again. Lilith is very much part of our society. We created her. Then she created us. Multiple realities. Your Zetas play a big role in your evolution because they're a future version of you. Of course, there's multiple versions, and they want to get out of where they're at this time. They want to become a little bit more. It's more to it than just emotion, but it's just more accepted in some ways. But many of them rather just stay the way they are. But some of them want to transition to more of like a human form and take it more seriously, as they're kind of disrespected, just like your world. Your world's not taken that much seriously either, in a lot of ways, as many of you know. This 2020 is a new year of humans connecting more to their metaphysical self. Now, where that goes is up to you. The more you want, the more you get, to an extent of what you're able to handle, of course. So, We're here to assist with your questions, if you're okay with us being here.
Yeah, no problem. Greetings, Bob.
Thank you.
Blessings to you and to the Anunnaki. First up this evening, we have Daria.
Hey there, Anunnakis.
Yes.
I kind of saw when you said about the succubus energies creating, they were really big, and the project Anunnaki was really small.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, felt like it was a little bit cryptic to what I am experiencing now as soul-sucking energies from a person that I met.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, so it kind of what I feel is basically would like to know your point of view. My love story on Earth, please.
You want to your love story?
No, we don't have time for that.
Well, that person is a Syrian being, a canine being, as you can probably see some of that.
Yeah.
A dog, literally.
Huh.
Yes, continue.
Yep. No, you continue. So basically, it's a dog, and okay.
Well, there are different types of canines that they're, what do you call it, upper class, and you have some don't want to be called dogs, and some just really act like it, as you can probably see.
So he's like not in the class.
Well, he's in the. One moment. He doesn't know who he is. He keeps switching himself out. I'm not sure if you even talked to the same one you met the other day.
Yeah.
No, you keep running in inconsistencies because he keeps switching himself out from what we're seeing. So it's a different version of him is coming in and going out. That's kind of what he wants you to pick up on more. Now he's telling him to stop it, or we believe somebody else is going to be coming into your life that's a little bit more balanced than this one.
Nice.
They're not saying when, but you're clear. Now this one's like a trickster energy, as you can see. It's a karmic contract. As you can probably pick up on that. That's why you can't get rid of them. Or vice versa.
Huh. Yeah. It's like not that I want. It's like I want to think about something else, and he switches on, and I know it's not my thoughts, and he wants me to think of him, and like you know, when you put the radio on, like the frequency, he's kind of stimulating that, and I know he's been a shadow being, which they are really good at that, especially at night.
Well, yeah, when you want you to think of him, he's kind of like thinking, look at me at the gym. Even if he's not there.
Yeah.
He's kind of like an astral playboy to some, and he's just going through a lot of self-image, trying to figure himself out. He doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, he's my leftover, so just kidding.
Like
yeah. That's harsh of me. But anyways, now over to the forecast being 3D person on Earth. So what kind of message do you like? What are our connection with the Bobs?
We are curious. Well, we usually stay hidden in our creation process of other species, beings, and you have found us. You can call us the Bobs, I guess, whatever. But that is just a way for us to humanize ourselves. But we're known to be hidden beings. But like during your time of Greece, you know, you have your Greek god, much of the Anunnaki kind of state in the shadows of all that to see how things would go with that. Very connected to our Egyptian. Basically, you just kind of you run into us when you're not. You usually you can detect us throughout the universe and visit us, see what we're up to. That's a short version of it.
so thankful for knowing that in 3D here.
We're assisting.
My metaphysical.
We're allowed to become more
Yes.
vocal on our planet. Usually we're kind of quarantined, not allowed to speak to your world.
Okay. That's so nice. Thank you, and
Yes.
have a cool time
Yes. Thank you.
here.
Blessings.
Bye. Blessing.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Logan.
Greetings.
Yes. Greetings.
My first question today is, I'd like to know what beings would like to contact me. Say if I went in like a meditation, like what are the beings that would like to talk to me?
Don't you have beings that already talked to you already?
Yes, but not very clearly. It's just thoughts, scattered thoughts.
Well, that's because you're not always ready to see who is there. You actually have a lot of canine energy that do speak to you quite often. Usually the Zetas are pretty quiet, but the canines from Sirius seem to be the strongest recently. Feline not so much. Feels like canine. That seems to be the strongest right now. They see you as one of them.
Okay.
So Egyptian energies, you can look at that. Visualizing what you want, how you visualize them is the best way to go.
Thank you.
Start with that.
Okay. The second question is, are there any other general messages for me at this time?
One moment. Well, yeah. Well, as for your connections, you're getting a lot from spirit. So you're not always sure if you want to connect to spirit either. You're not even sure if you want to know anything about what's going on in your world fully just yet. I mean, from what I'm getting from your guys, just be a kid and do what you're comfortable with your connections. You will go further when you're comfortable. Sometimes with this type of stuff, it's good to be comfortable with it. That way you have your protections around you. But connecting to alien beings is up to you where you want to go with that. You think of them and call them in if you want to talk to them in a meditation. Whoever it is. You might get some answers. The Zetas will probably be a few words here and there. Yeah, connect to angels, will probably get more of a direct response. Blessings.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Blessings. Up next, we have Humberto.
So my first question is, what are some advice and probabilities of being hired to do workshops here in my job?
To be hired, well, I mean, I know you can do a lot for free there, but getting hired, it's a possibility. It's like a 50-50. But just continue to push for it.
So it's a matter of how much I put into it, I guess.
Yes, correct.
Well, that's good advice. Thank you. My second question is insights and advice on the relationship with the female I am into at the moment.
Advice on what exactly?
Advice on pretty much just being happier and more satisfied with.
Talk to each other, go somewhere, do something different. What are your likes and dislikes with each other? The more you get to know each other, the better. Sometimes it's better to get out and do that. At times, go out during the day, like on a weekend, or time when you have time off. And at night, you can kind of, and having distance is good too. You don't need to be around each other all the time. But it's good to go somewhere that's different than home. So the conversation, I mean, sometimes you don't have to say anything. Just being around each other is enough. So you have to just feel it out. So.
Okay, thank you.
That's our advice. Yes.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Okay, up next, we have Richo.
Greetings.
Greetings to you. Yes.
The first question I had is, well, first I was wondering if I had any connections to Lemuria.
Of course. Well, you're a quiet being, a healer. You also had frog-like abilities during that time. Much of it's been you kind of kept. Well, you were very social during that time, but also you kept a low profile during the Atlantean manipulation, you can say. So it kind of kept in the background through a lot of that. But yes, there had many early Lemurian incarnations. Yes, they weren't very long. At one time, I felt this world was actually quite boring. Then the Atlanteans came and made it a little bit more interesting. But now you're here to heal a lot of the problems that were brought to your planet. You foresaw a great deal too before it occurred.
Yeah. Like the fall. The seed of the fall near you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You need to be. I would say you were called in for that. Be involved.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Second question I have is if there's any general messages right now for me.
Well, yes, your health, your being is where it needs to be. The earth needs you. I mean, obviously, you'll prove where you need to be, but you're synchronized to the earth in a certain way where you can telepathically connect to it and physically connect to it in a way where you don't get a whole lot of attention with good reason. So you can meditate with it. You do a lot of inner work with the earth. So you don't necessarily have to have a lot of, social contact unless you want it. Obviously, you want to do things where you feel comfortable on this world. But having a low profile, there's nothing wrong with that either. Because much of what you're doing is just astrally, but also you do in a physical realm that they're not going into details with. Some of it's regards that's kind of like a hidden dimension.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're kind of like a secret agent in some ways.
So I'm not worried. I'm not worried basically. I'm not any pressure to do anything.
Do whatever you want. Do what you feel is right for you. You want to feel comfortable here. So whatever that might be. If you want to have a mohawk or something, go right ahead. Whatever you feel. Whatever makes your life, meaningful. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Whatever it is, but really don't feel like you're going in the wrong direction unless you feel like it's the wrong direction.
Okay.
So
thank you.
All right. Blessings.
Blessings. Up next we have Emmy.
Hello, how are you?
We are doing excellent.
I was just wondering if you guys had any messages for me for this job I'm interested in that I'm interviewing for.
Well, it feels like there's a calling out to the world where I believe you're more now prepared for than you ever have been before. It's actually an astral job too, so it might be on the physical realm, but much of it is so you can get, points with the earth, so you can connect more with the earth, and also for a calm or exit when the time comes. But you're basically going to a more leadership position with the earth too. So it's not just a third dimensional reality, you're also in a spiritual level you're going to also. So where that goes, wherever it takes you physically, is wherever it takes you. That makes sense, hopefully.
Thank you for that.
Ride with it, basically.
I'm crossing my fingers and trying to stay positive.
We believe it will work in your favor, yes.
Yay. My only other question is if there's any messages from any of my alien or angel or elemental or animal family.
There's a lot of tall blonde Nordic energies around you recently. I believe it has a lot to do with your job situation. A lot of the tall blondes or tall whites are being moved around. Some are being evacuated from certain places. You're doing a lot of protection with some of them. Some of them are understanding human ways. You're bringing in new ones here too, astrally or fourth dimensionally. because of their knowledge here. So they might feel some of that presence, possibly. Just you're bringing an alien presence, as everyone is to a certain degree.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Blessings.
Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Tristan.
Greetings, Bob.
Greetings, you. Thank you. Greetings.
You said our world is not taken seriously, and yet often I have the impression that we're also seen as very essential to this
Yes.
universe. Can you explain a bit about?
It depends on the alien race.
Oh, so you don't take us so seriously.
Well, we do. There are beings that just don't. They find yourself world as a threat to their own creation. Some being, it's like a conversation piece at dinner. Some might see it as, wow, really important. Others like, oh, come on. It's like a movie almost. It's like, oh, that movie is overrated or something like that.
Okay.
So kind of like that. It is a big deal, of course. You wouldn't have all these problems. It is a big deal, but not every being agrees with that. Every being has a different point of view. So, from our point of view, yes, because we can grow a lot of beings here. We can do a lot of stuff here. What we probably shouldn't be doing, but we do it anyway.
I won't tell. But we're still protected, though, so you can do things. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The other question I had was this morning I had in meditation, I had a sense of something that it felt like this big sponge on top of me that was blocking things, and it actually felt wrong, like something's wrong, not just something to get over. Do you have any ideas on that?
Well, there is, I believe, an alien presence that felt what you were connecting to was. See, you have the ability to kind of even time travel if you want, but go to areas in your Earth that you probably shouldn't be going to, or you're not always allowed to.
Okay.
Astrally, time travel through your meditations, whatever it might be. So I believe there's a being that was just bringing caution.
Oh.
That's all I'm sensing from that. Not that there's anything to worry about, but some of your guides, I believe, to like hold back a little bit. My sense. But other than that, I would just continue, on your discoveries.
Okay.
That's what I agree. And also, I want to add to this, your Windsor people are coming into your Canada. They are trying to kind of invade it and take over it.
Keep them out. Okay.
Your Harry and your Megan. Yes.
Yeah, Megan.
They're trying to look for jobs, so they're trying to have a heavier. They're not spies or anything.
No.
They're trying to take over it.
One of the things I love about this place is that we're very, very strong, but very quiet. So, they can come, they can try, but
exactly.
Well, yeah. I think we'll survive.
Yes, you will. We'll get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Blessings.
Yes. Blessings.
Okay, very interesting. Up next, we have Dragon.
Sorry about that. I'm still learning these new controls.
Yes, please.
How you doing?
Doing well.
Did you say you were Anunnaki?
Yes.
Okay. And your name's Bob. Are you like a bobcat or something?
No, I'm just Bob.
Okay.
Bob.
Okay. Cool. I was curious. I'm not sure if it's the Anunnaki or someone else, but do you guys have a presence on that super Earth planet that's about 400 times the distance of Earth to the sun from the sun?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Any world that's similar to yours, we have a presence there. Yes. But yes, we are there.
Cool. I'm guessing that's intentionally being kept secret.
Well, we have our influence, but we're not the main influence as we are here. We play a major role here, but not so much on that world. We have our little pocket they're allowing us to be in right now. It's still a new Earth. It's still growing. It's still in its early stages, actually. It's just a youngster. This one.
Interesting. All right. My second question is, when someone pulls off something while they're incarnated that they're not supposed to be able to do because of how things are programmed right now, do they get a lot of, you son of a B, you shouldn't have done that? Or do they get more like, that was pretty darned awesome that you pulled that off? Or a little both?
There's a little bit of both. Some are just clapping, and like you take over a country, it's like, how did you do that? And then others are like, you really should not have done that. So some beings, yes, they find a way of being more independent of the timelines. They already have that freedom to do whatever they want, and some really take liberties with it. That's usually depending on what it is. If it's something major, that's, they might. I mean, it's like you might as well take your cake and eat it and all that. You might as well take it to the next level. So, yeah, there's some of that going on.
See how much you can get. See how much you can get away with before you get attacked, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Well, they want to see, if you're already on your way, they kind of want to see where you're going with it. Human beings don't agree with it, to see where you'll take it. It's like breaking out of a box. So like out of prison, if you can break out of there, we want to see where you go. Kind of like that.
So I got a sub question on that. When I leave the reality and I get like bounced back into it, like now you can't leave yet kind of stuff. Is that me doing that, or is that beings that I asked to do it, or what?
Well, you do get thrown back in, but some beings are doing it for your safety. If some beings are doing it, that means you just told them no, but they said you better get back in your body. So a lot of times you roam freely and come back whenever you feel like. Most of the time, there are some times when beings kind of throw you back. So,
all right, thanks.
Yes.
Much love.
Listens.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Stephen.
Hello, Bob.
Greetings.
Greetings. How are you?
Doing well. How can we help you?
Thank you. Much love. Yes. Well, thank you for being here. I was just wondering if you can connect a couple channels. They were talking about there's a lot of stuff going through me that I might not realize, and I was just wondering if you can just connect with the Earth, maybe more of my Anunnaki origins and stuff. Just something I don't know, or maybe more information on what they were talking about on that. Thank you.
They weren't really clear on what they were talking about.
No, they said they just the last channeling, like you said, there's just with Earth, the animals, and there's just a lot of stuff going through me that I might not realize.
Oh yes. Well, right now you're healing a lot of interesting Men in Black energies at this time. Some of them get attacks from humans that want to know more, like your UFOlogists, your UFO people that are really into it. And some of the Men in Black are kind of there to shut them down, and some of your humans astrally attack them because they want more. And nobody wins in that. So you do a lot of healing with the MIB for that matter. Because they know MIB, yes, they might be a rough group at times, but because a lot of humans can't handle what your world truly has to offer. Always what's going on here. Can't handle a dragon walker out anytime soon. Not to say it can't happen. But you are part of many portals to be open for some realization of what's to occur. But there's timelines with that, where people need to be at the right place at the right time. They can handle it. They can keep that portal open. Like if a ship shows up, all those people are there. Like when they see a little ship flying in the sky, those people are there for a reason, to give that ship energy. And they're talking back and forth. They don't even realize it. So there's no mistake in that. That's where you play a part in at this time.
Sweet, awesome information. Second question is, I live to connect with my alien connections with my ETs, just my galactic family. Any energies around me, just see if they have any messages. Thank you.
You are bringing mothership energies closer to the Earth. I believe most of it is Palladian. You do appear on a Palladian ship. Sometimes you change your form. Sometimes you're a cat person. Sometimes you're, I believe, been a cat person a lot recently. But you can be whatever form you want. You're like a chancellor. Somebody does give your thoughts of the Earth to teach the aliens of how to interact with humans and where things are going. So you do appear there in astral, and sometimes you show up in physical form when you're time. When you're sleeping, usually you're there to physically. You can actually astral make yourself be there physically, as you probably know, because of the fourth dimension. Some of them you're just there, kind of like a transparent being, but when you really want to make yourself known, you're there, and you announce your presence too. So before you show up, blessings.
Sweet, awesome. Thank you. Blessings.
There we go. Okay, up next we have James.
Hello.
Yes, please.
You tell me my Anunnaki DNA percentage and also more about my Anunnaki connections.
Anunnaki is around 4% at this time. It's not used very often. Your connection is mostly during our as we are creating different types of alien species. You're involved with a portion of that, of basically how different alien beings talk to each other. You're actually very connected to the dolphins on this reality. You might feel like you're a dolphin energy. You might feel some of that freedom vibration. You're here to heal through their energies because you've been through a lot of wars recently, from what I can see. They're not saying what. Some of this with the Felines, you've run into a lot of alien beings that seem like they're friendly and being not so friendly, and usually that doesn't go so well. So you're basically there to unlock hidden agendas through your alien career. So it's not your main job, but it's just something that you get involved with. Like you do it for a couple of days, and then you go back to your normal life. It's kind of like that. Blessings.
Just you wanna tell me more about my connection to Lilith, or you guys on Lilith, or whatever?
Yeah, Lilith and us, we don't always get along. She changes our DNA to suit her needs, and we're kind of in a back and forth. I wouldn't call it war, but we're kind of, she alters a lot of Anunnaki beings to suit her needs. Let's put it that way. She knows how to program us sexually, different ways. But with Lilith, you can like calm her down and talk to her, while others have known to really make her angry. So you have a close relationship with her. Let's put it that way. Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Blessings. Up next we have Colin.
Greetings, Anunnaki.
Greetings.
I'm curious where you're calling from tonight, or channeling in from.
Oh, around your moon.
Okay.
That's all we can say.
Very cool. Fair enough. Do you and the collective there have any messages for me?
Yes, you're very connected to the elemental energies. There's a Merlin energy you do talk to a lot in astral, of bringing back magic into your life, but it's a slow transition. I believe more of nature is going to start connecting with you over time. We feel and that has to do with the alien connections too. Like when you're around nature, you feel more of an alien presence. That's not done on mistake. As because when you walk in with nature, you kind of scan the energy if it's okay for them to make an appearance. If you're okay with it too. So we'll leave it at that. Blessings.
Thank you. And I know the Anunnaki was very involved in my previous relationship. And I'm wondering if there's any messages around the connection there, just, I guess, messages in general with the previous partner.
Oh yeah, she has like an authority complex. She's still healing. All of that comes from a feline Anunnaki energy of controlling others with her mind. And she's stepping away from that slowly, but she still likes the high of it. So, but you're kind of healing that side of her, but she doesn't like that, so she lashes out, as you can see. She kind of loses control. But also you have a way of calming her down, too. You might not always see that because you're going through all the emotions of her going crazy. You're also calming down a great deal. So you removed a lot of negativity from her. It just, she still has a lot of wounds of her actions on this world and other incarnations. Just hasn't been the nicest person in recent incarnations. She is trying to find a better side of herself, but it's very difficult, as you can see.
And is that the work we're still doing connected in astral?
Oh yes. Yeah, she's kind of like a queen or something in astral sometimes. She has that. Yeah, she likes others to take care of her or, do her bidding. Which I can see right now. You don't do any of that. It's like come down off that pedestal. She's still kind of on that to a degree. She's working on her anger right now.
Okay.
So her anger it's mostly a deep wound, as you probably know. It's not necessarily about you. It's just about her. It's complicated there, as you know.
So still working in astral. Do you see a connection down the road ever?
Possibly, yes. It's possible, yeah. Because you're not sure if you want to reconnect her or not. If she's going to stay in her old ways, no thanks.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for the warning.
If there's nothing coming in, that's why. If she does come in, that means she got a little bit better where you thought you can tolerate it. That's what's coming.
So we're working it out in astral.
Yes, for quite some time now. Yes. So, all right.
Okay.
Blessings.
Thank you. Blessings.
Okay, up next we have Bradden's questions. I'll read those for him. He says for his first question, "Hi Bob, do you have any messages for me?"
Take things slow. Realize that sometimes your verbal communications can be taken out of context. People can not understand what you're talking about sometimes, and it can come bite you in the long run. I think you already know that right now because you do have good intentions. Work on yourself. Things will work out. As for your relationship energy, you will reconnect with her. It will be some time, but when you're you know how that works. But when you're allowed to, she will be a different person, a better person. Blessings.
Okay, thank you. His second question, are there any other messages coming through for me at this time?
We see some projects that you're working on or thoughts of something you want to go slowly on them and see what works for you. Not to put too much funding into it, but try things out. See what you feel about it. You feel like there's a new direction for you. But let's leave you with that. Blessings.
Okay, blessings. Thank you. Up next, we have Austin.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
So, are the Archons the architects or masterminds behind the systems of control and manipulation around us?
They're part of the other beings that they built a lot of the infrastructure, but other beings come in to add their contribution to manipulating your world. So they're the first ones to build the blueprint, and then other alien beings, Nordics, either for better or for worse. Everybody has their contribution to it. Let's put it that way. So it's like a house. They build the infrastructure, but others contractors come in to do the floors, the lighting, things like that. So, and some build the whole room all together. So, yes, go ahead, please.
What's their ultimate goal behind all this? Are they just evil beings that feed off our negativity?
Well, they're bringing a lot of that out of humanity, of what they need to work on. the spirit beings already have it, darkness within them. This world's pulling it out of them. So it's on how you look at it. You mean higher dimensions where everything's working well, you come to this world, it's a low vibration, and you realize they have all this darkness. And this world is there to clean it out. Of course, it might take a while. So.
Okay, great. So rap music is very popular, and the manipulation involved in that is very obvious to me. This idolization of low vibration behavior, like aggression and obsession with money. So I go to concerts for electronic music, and people there are very happy. They're dressing up as aliens and fairies. It all seems very high vibration to me. So is there also manipulation involved in this genre of music?
Oh, there's different types of manipulation within everything. Not everyone. It's all in the song that's being played too. Like a Lady Gaga, you can see the manipulation within that. But also a person can change that energy too. You might be dancing to a song that has a lot of manipulation to it, but you're also changing the vibration of it too. So it all depends on the person. You want to go by the control or be controlled. That's up to you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay, very cool. Thank you. Up next, we have Liz.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings. Would you have any messages for me?
Yes, you're building a new foundation. I feel like in your next couple weeks, you're going to be not traveling, but seeing things a lot more differently of what you're working on at this time. You're bringing a new energy in, as always seen, without saying exactly what it is. I believe your elections are getting a little bit stronger here. It might have a political energy there. It's not being the clearest, but you're clearing out a lot of false energies. Let's put it that way. If that makes any sense. That's like very cryptic.
Well, I feel like a little bit empty actually. Like totally detached of everything right now. So.
Well, that's because you're doing a lot of astral work at this time. You're not really in your human self. That's why. You come back here, it's like, what am I doing here?
Yes.
It's like, I'm back in my body again. What's this? I forgot. This again.
Yes.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, because all the action is in the astral realm right now. In the fourth dimension, basically.
Okay. Yes.
So how you heal that is listen to music or do what it might be. A project would be good, whatever it might be.
Great. I just got my gazebo to put together. So
there you go. You need to get your mind off of the world.
Okay. Yeah, I have no tolerance for anything right now, like politics or anything going on right here. The media, all the
Yes,
lies.
but actually you're still working on all that. But doesn't mean you have to. If you feel like you need to look at it physically, there's a reason for it.
Too much.
You're ignoring it for a reason, but sometimes you need to tune in to see. Like, you do stuff in astral, and then sometimes you need to see it in the physical to see its results.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to leave it on. Yes, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I already see I see the results. I see the lies are not sticking anymore. So I think that's part of the results.
That's a lot of human consciousness is not ready to hear the truth. Some of them are. Most of them rather just go the old-fashioned way. So things will change. You're seeing it from more of an alien perspective, as you can see.
Yeah, it's hard to have a conversation online on the Facebook or social media. And my comments are too hard for them to understand. So
yes, that's many of you are here as, what do you call it? Well, you're here as, ground crew. And it's lonely out there, as you can see. So it's like you're in your cubicle, doing your thing, and then you go out and talk to anybody. It's like somebody's throwing coffee at you or something. So
Yes, it's like what? Which war are they talking about? Yes.
exactly. So yes, especially when you get very deep into this, it gets more isolating. So it was never meant to be easy, as you know.
Yes, true.
So
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming today.
blessings.
Okay, up next we have Marvin's questions. He asked me to read those for him. His first question: what personally do the Zeta children do with me that I don't know about? What do I call this group, and what do I do with them that they consider humorous?
Well, you teach them how to laugh, jokes, humor. I think you take them to the grocery store. Not that they eat any of that stuff, but you take them there anyway. You teach them about human stuff. Also, it's all telepathic, but you're also teaching them to talk verbally too. So I believe you go on little trips with them too.
That was interesting. He just said he came back from the grocery store.
Definitely.
So, all right, very cool. His second question is for Juan and Roman. What advice or messages for them that they can understand, and what space family watches them?
Is this still for the same person, or
He's asking for someone else, for Juan and Roman. What
Okay.
advice?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead again.
What advice or message for them that they can understand, and what space family watches them?
Palladians watching it also, yo. What advice? Just if they're interested in all those alien connections, just more open, not be afraid. Part of them are slightly afraid of it. So just go, connect where they feel comfortable. It can get a little strange, as Marvin knows. So, blessings.
Blessings, thank you. Up next, we have Omran.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Greeting. Well, my first question is that I had a really interesting dream last night, and it was about Hitler. And I was in the dream. I was an anime character and some kind of really strong, powerful anime character. And when I met him, then I changed into myself, and then he was on a really high building. Talking with some of his advisors, and there was war everywhere down. And then suddenly, when I saw him, like a huge, enormous, powerful energy awakened within me, and then it lifted me up, and then I attacked Hitler, and I blasted energy bombs at him, and I beat him up so much. I don't know why, but I had no control over my body. I was just observing it. And then in the end, when he was so beaten up, I took him home and then gave him some tea to drink. And then I told him, well, now you learned the lesson. You know you shouldn't do that again. I told him. And he didn't say anything. He just corrected me of whenever I mentioned World War II. And then he said, oh, no, it was actually like that. And it was like that. And that happened. It was really, I don't know what it was. He didn't fight so much back, but he tried. Well, what was this? Was this like some kind of other dimension?
Yeah, it was a lot of it was human consciousness coming through you, getting their revenge on him. Those have been victims of him on this world. So for you tapping it, connecting to him, the pain of people on this world just automatically channeled right through you, like possessed you in some ways, you can say. But you knew it was coming. So that was another way for you to get to know Hitler more and connect with him on a different level. So you're seeing a different side of him. So I think I believe there was some fear of you connecting to him in some regard. So that was a way of getting all that aggravation out of the way. I believe you'll have tea with him more often without the attacks.
Yeah, he was really vulnerable, and he couldn't do so much.
Karma, that's why.
Yeah. But he became friendly and all that later. Well, my next question is there any message from my guides or anyone?
Your direction, yes, it's not gonna be the clearest as for where you want to go, like in the physical. But your astral self, your spiritual self, is going to get stronger, or 12th dimensional, even stronger than that. I believe more of a 12th dimensional energy. Even that's kind of complicated to tap into, as you probably know. So it'll be knowledge there that you'll feel you're going to keep some knowledge out, or away from you because you feel like it will not work with this world. You probably already feel that, but more 12th dimensional energies are definitely coming. As your physical and direction of physical, do the best you can. As for what you want to manifest, or because there's a lot of work in the higher dimensions where you're at mostly. It's only like a fractal side of you here, as you probably know.
All right. Well, thank you very much for answering the questions. Have a good night.
Okay, up last this evening is me. Thanks again for coming in. Blessings again. Just wondering, from my understanding, the Anunnaki have been around recently, working on healing themselves with their past and our history with the humans and this planet. And I'm in the process myself of healing, stuff I have residual in my energy field, and I feel like I have Anunnaki in my DNA as well, and that's causing some blockages. So I'm gonna see from your perspective what Anunnaki piece of me needs to be brought to my awareness, and that could use some healing at this time.
Well, as you're known to slave worlds, but also be enslaved yourself. So it's like an eye for an eye in some cases, but usually you escape your slavery. You've taken over a lot of alien species. Some of them have been reptilians. So you became their boss as an Anunnaki being. You're a shapeshifter, so you can get it. You get away with it, or something around those lines. You're known to be captured by. Yes, you're known as a villain at times in the galaxy, but they're kind of worried about it because they're not always aware of what you're capable of. Because usually you'll take over their groups. You'll put their group against each other sometimes. So you're healing a lot of that. So on this world, this is where a lot of the problems occurred. While you had that ability, you got a lot of superhuman ability from this planet, and you use it on other places. It's like if you go back to Earth, you're going to know a lot of your talents are going to be removed, your alien talents. But now you're just healing past life connections at this time. There's more, but that's a piece of it.
Yeah. I guess it'll come to me when it needs to.
I believe it's going to come for you soon.
All right. Again, I'm hoping for that. It just seems like right now the 3D is kind of quiet, but 4D is getting kind of weird. Like in my dreams recently, I've been having random dreams of other people's experiences, as if I'm living other people's lives, or I'm interacting with people I don't know, but I don't recognize, but I feel I know them in the dream. So it feels like I'm living other people's lives. And then I wake up, like say this morning, and I'm dead tired and my body's sore all over. Can you give me any messages on what's happening in astral?
Is there other versions of Earth you're connecting to? So it's actually you on other. Now, actually, you're assisting those lives. We are actually living that life of. It feels like somebody else was actually your life, and so you're getting yourself through that ordeal. You've been going through a lot of challenges on other versions of Earth at this time, because it's a new year on those worlds too. Depending, but some worlds it's July right now. So, but yeah, there's a part. It's part of your soul growth that you needed that to to open up because the third dimension here is going to start breaking apart. So this is another way for you to see the fourth. It's like sometimes you need this type of, because sometimes you go into these in fourth dimension realities and you don't remember. So you kind of have to go through those ones that are kind of aggravating for it to stay with you. That's why it's like that. So,
Yeah, it doesn't seem as aggravating. Just kind of, there's always something tricky or
right.
something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's enough to stick with you. So when you wake up with it, it's like, whoa, what was I doing?
Yeah, I can't remember the details, but I remember some stuff that, some cases I don't remember anything, So when I do remember stuff, that's why it sticks with me.
That shows also your Earth is going into, it's connecting to other versions of Earth too. Bringing that knowledge in and releasing a lot of the programming of this world. So it's in preparation now. So,
okay. All right, sounds good. Well, I appreciate that.
There's a version of Earth that you're connected to called the Red Earth. It's just like your Earth is called the Blue World, you can say. This one's the red one. It's not Martian-like, it's just red. Something that maybe you can tap into. They're not showing me a whole lot of details, but
Red sky?
yes.
Okay. Okay, very cool. I'll try and tap into that in my meditation. Well, thank you again for coming in. Blessings to you and the Bobcats too.
Yes, of course. Blessings to you. All right.
That looked like it was rough on you, Ivan.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah. Wow.
Anybody else?
Go to sleep. Healing it.
Okay, all right, we're good. Just see if anybody will do a blessing or anything. We're good. Okay, all right. Much love, everyone.